How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Daddy Dave, and this is a map tour for a new mod map to Farming Simulator 22 called Honkakorpi. And we're going to start with the description from the mod hub, and it reads, "This is a fictional map with Finnish style, mainly focused on forestry, but there are still some fields to farm. At train station sell point, you need to load products to train. 34 fields, lots of forest, 3 farms made ready to use, sawmill, custom soil map. Water can be taken from lake, multi-terrain angle, sugar beet, cotton, olive, and grapes removed from map. Thanks to INF modding for giving permission to use Karhunvara as base map. There are mods required for this map, starting with the wooden liquid manure tank by Jonas, and the Finnish farm buildings by Agrogati. This map was created by Jamo and is 497.38 megabytes, 497.48 megabytes to download. And if we take a look at the map, this is what it looks like. You start out here in the kind of northwestern corner of the map, right next to the shop and some sell points. You start out by owning farmlands number 1 and 2, 1 being a wheat field and your starting farm, and the number 2 being a wheat field. Both wheat fields are ready to harvest. Field prices on the map do vary because they vary greatly in size, starting with number 70 here at 6,600. Super cheap to buy some of these plots of land. You got 54,000, 83,000, you've got 48,000, you got a smaller one here for 37, so very cheap, but then you can really start ramping it up based on what size and type of work you're looking to do. Forestry portion here, 434,000, you got 164,000, 212, and then not too shabby. I mean, really, a lot of these are very achievable, especially you can start small and then really start cranking it up from there. Another 37,000 here, you got a 74, so on and so forth. You do start out with animals. You have a cow barn. Contracts are available on this map. No production chains to start out with, and no collectibles. If we take a look at mods specific for this map, take a look first at the buy menu. Nothing here, but in the build menu, if we take a look under buildings and sheds, scroll all the way to the right, you'll see, let's see, where is it? Here it is, the Honkakorpi mod specific to this map. Then nothing under silos, silo extensions, containers, tools, but under farmhouses, you will see a couple of Honkakorpi mods right here. If we take a look under productions and under factories, you will see a couple mods specific to this map right here, the carpentry and the spinnery. Nothing for selling points, greenhouses, orchards, or generators. Take a look at animals. Under cows, you will see the Honkakorpi cow barn right there, but nothing for the rest of them. No horses, pigs, sheep, chickens, bees, or others. Nothing under, no, I'm sorry, under decorations and fences. Scrolling over to the right, you will see right here the Honkakorpi mod specific to this map. Nothing for lights or others. And then lastly, painting. There are no additional painting swatches. There are no trees, but under plants, if we scroll to the right, you will see a couple of additional plants right here, mod specific to this map. Now, we're going to go ahead and do this just slightly different because we're kind of out in the middle of nowhere. We're right next to the starting shop. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look at what equipment we start out with. Normally, I reserve that for when we get to the farm, but I'm going to do it right now. And that way I can go ahead and purchase a vehicle afterwards to kind of hasten the map tour. So take a look at the buy menu. Under owned items, we have under medium tractors the Valtra Velmet 8750. Harvesters, the Deutzfahr Toplighter 4090H. Trailers, the Branther TA23065 2 Power Tube Plus. Header for the Deutzfahr. Plows, the Agrimaz POV 5XL. Saders, Pottinger Terrasim C6F. Forestry equipment, we have the Kessler 144ND. Front loaders, the Hauer XB190. Front loader tools, we have the Alba Universal Bucket and the Deutzfahr header trailer. And now that we've got through that, let's go ahead and purchase us a means of transportation. We'll go ahead and get this here. And there it is. But starting with shop trigger right here. Over here, we have the animal dealer sell point and the animal dealer. Now, you can come to this location using this icon here to load animals directly into your pens or pastures. You can also use this icon at the animal pastures or pens, barns or pastures directly. Now, if you do use this icon or the pens and pastures directly using this icon, you will notice that you will incur an additional fee on top of the price of each animal that you purchase. That fee is associated to a delivery fee. The reason you're getting that delivery fee is because you're coming here and essentially the animal dealer is delivering the animals for you. To save that money, bring an animal trailer to this location, either a leased or owned, doesn't matter. Bring it to this location, load into the animal trailer, and deliver the animals yourself. You'll save that fee. Now, depending on how many animals you get, it's going to be worth it. $100 per adult cow. That adds up very, very quickly for a delivery fee, on top of the price that you're already paying to get the cows already. So, depending on how many you're getting, it might be worth it. Now, let's go ahead and hop into the truck. We've got a repair trigger to my right. Across the street, we have the generic store sell point right there to my left. And then to my right, we have the selling station generic sell point. Heading back here, we have the heating plant sell point with a wood cell trigger right here. Continuing to head down the road, gas station to my left. Now make a right here. All right. I'm going to stop here. Take a look at the map. So we started here at the shop. We saw the animal dealer sell point and the animal dealer. We came across the street to see the general store as well as the selling station generic sell points. We saw the heating plant down here past the gas station and to this area here. If we purchase farmland number 71 for $38,342, go ahead and do that, and 72 for $45,158, you'll see now we have two new triggers that pop up. You have access to new sleep triggers right here, and then another one just down the road. Right there. Now continuing down the road, now before I get to this next point of interest, straight ahead, I had the life startled out of me coming over here. This is the cafe sell point right here. But if we hang around long enough, you'll all of a sudden start hearing some talking in the background. And I wear headphones, so when that voice came through, it just startled me big time. No idea why it is. And this is supposed to be a Finnish map, so it came through in English. So it really kind of threw me for a loop. I'm kind of standing here just to see if it comes through. Maybe if I stand around, walk around.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Redford Park.
Oh, yep, you started to hear it right there. It just kind of bloop, just starts talking. Whoop, I just bumped the microphone. It just starts talking, and it was right in my ear, and it scared the life out of me. Could not believe when that happened. But yeah, just a little warning. So now I head to the next point of interest. Just down here a ways. Make a right. Whoops. Followed by another right. Nope, whoa. Keep on heading down. To the right, you have a kind of placeable area right there. And then tucked back here, this is really cool. This is the selling station wood sell point. Right here is where you can load your wood and sell it off using this icon here. Now I wish, just a little side note, I wish you could actually use this. You load your logs onto here, it slides down in there, and then you hit this trigger. Oh man, would that be cool. Just a little side note, just something that I thought was really cool. Come back to this branch in the road. Oops, easy. And then right here, we have the sawmill. We can purchase a sawmill for $100,000. We have the wood saw trigger here. The inputs go here. Outputs are over here underneath this awning. And then back here, we have our wood chip spawn point right here. Hop back in the truck. And now coming up here, make a right. We follow this road. It's a little 2-track. All the way back here. Now, if we go to look at the map, we were here at these couple of hidden sleep triggers right here. Went all the way over here to the cafe, back and around, down to here to the selling station for wood, down and around to the sawmill, and now we came down this driveway here. If we purchase farmland number 23 for $109,737, you now get... Oops, didn't mean to do that. You now get another sleep trigger. And some really, really gorgeous views. Anyways, let's hop back in the truck. Now let's follow this back out. Now we're going to head over in this direction, kind of backtracking a little ways. And then here where the road splits, we're going to follow this off to the right. Ooh, easy. And coming up here, once we get to this kind of crossroad here, you'll want to make a right. This is farm number 2. This isn't our main starting farm. This is a separate one. So let's go ahead and stop here. Take a look at the map. We were here, follow the driveway up and around down to here. If we purchase farmland number 16 for $126,593, you'll see we now get another sleep trigger right over here, and a wardrobe trigger right here, and a sheep barn, sheep pasture, room for 80 sheep, water here, feed here, wool here. A nice little farm, just a little something out of the way. Now we need to turn back around. Now we'll head all the way up to here. Yeehaw. Make a right. And then follow this right to here. Now if we take a look at the map one more time, we were at this farm all the way up to here and down over to here. Farmland number 13 for $112,212. You then get access to another sleep trigger just on top of the hill over there. Now, head off in this direction. Following this road all the way over to here, where we get to our starting farm. And we'll just turn around right here and hop out. And then over here, sleep trigger, wardrobe trigger, back around. A lot of our starting equipment tucked away over here. A liquid slurry tank here. Our main silo inputs and... I'm sorry. Wait a minute. I think this is supposed to be in reverse. So this is the symbol normally to input, and this is the symbol normally for output, but the grate should mean that it's input, and that should be output. Let's test this just real quick, just to... because that might be an issue. I think we got a... yep, trailer right there. So the symbols may just be backwards, but I'm hoping that if we come over here, we'll get the trigger to say take out. Yep, start filling. Okay. And let's see if we get that same trigger up here. Nope. So it looks like the triggers are just backwards, so not a big deal, but it was a cool little test to do. Right over here we have a cow barn, room for 40 cows. We have milk trigger here, slurry trigger here. We have a what I believe is a manure heap right here, but you don't have the symbol here, so I'm not sure if this is a functioning manure heap or not. I'll have to test it out and see. Feed and straw go in here. And that is it. You do get a little bit of extra storage just tucked away over here. On the other end of the barn, And that's it for your starting farm. It's not a lot, but it is a nice little starting farm. You do get a little something. Oops, wrong button. And now we're gonna head down. Oh dear. Yeah, don't drive the way I'm driving. I'm driving trying to get through this as fast as possible, but it's not working out the best. It's coming back out to this kind of main road right here. Make a right. And then follow this over the river. And then I believe we turn right here. All right, and right over here we have a rent train trigger. Now, here is a warning. Normally, when you have... Actually, let's do this real quick. We were here at this kind of sleep trigger down here. We went up and around to the main starting farm, saw everything around there, went up this road out to this area here where the rent train trigger is. Now, normally, when you have trains and stuff built into a map, what you will see is a kind of symbol that will indicate where the train is going. But the problem is that I don't see any kind of symbol. So I'm not sure if that's something that's broken or not. Now, if I go to like the wood, which is something they say specifically is dealt off map, see, it does say train station here, but, and there goes the train, but there is no icon that indicates anything. There's nothing on the map, and as far as I'm aware, nothing down there that indicates that there is some kind of a sell point. So here, let's do this actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Oh, you can't show it on the map. So my hope is that if you drive off the map that you'll sell off your products like we're used to, but I'm used to there actually being some kind of indication of a sale point. I'm just not seeing it there. So possible issue with the map, but not 100% certain. I haven't tested it yet. Now, tucked away back over here, we have farm number 3. Now, if we stop right here, we were here at the rent train trigger right here. Just came right up here. Farmland number 58 for $48,825. And here we go. We have, yet again, another sleep trigger, or wardrobe trigger, and a horse pasture. Room for 10 horses, water here, and food here. Now heading off to our last couple of points of interest. Right here. Over here, we have the carpentry. You can purchase this for $60,000. Output here. Input here with wood cell trigger right there. And then last but not least is the spinnery. You can purchase a spinnery for $60,000. Got your input here And tucked around the backside is the output there. And that is it. That is the Honkakorpi map. Now it is time to render my opinion, let you know what I think. 0 to 5 scale as per usual. Oops, I keep turning off the engine. So I'm going to come out and say it. Normally I'm not a huge fan of forestry heavy maps, but this map, I actually really like this. I like this a lot. There's a good mix of both farming and forestry. And it gives you some real room to grow. I like that. The color palette is nice. It's very toned down, especially for it being a very forestry heavy map. It makes sense that you're just going to get a lot of browns from the trunks and greens and some whites depending on the species of trees. But other than that, you're not getting tons of wildflowers. You're not getting tons of other kind of vegetation and growth. You're just getting these kind of pines and other kind of birch trees that are just kind of in abundance in this particular area. But it's just, I think this is just really nice. It's got a good kind of feel to it. And I tell you what, this is supposed to be based off a Finnish map. After driving around a couple of times on this map, if Finland looks anything like this, sign me up. This is, I think there's some parts of this map that are just absolutely breathtakingly stunning. The cottage that's down just south of here that you can purchase, and it's right off the lake, that is beautiful. That would be like postcard views. You've got this little cafe over here on the far west side of the map. This little cafe here has this little overlook. If you come over here and just stand right here, look at that. That's a beautiful view overlooking the lake right there. Very nice. Really like that. So the fields are really nice. I love how the fields are shaped. They're not straightforward kind of fields. On top of all that, it's, you know, not a straight shot to anywhere. You have to follow the roads. You have to follow the trails because of how the terrain is, of all the trees. Like it's really like densely packed in here. So you're not going to be able to just kind of cut through. You're going to be encouraged to just follow the roads and just kind of go about it from there. But yeah, with everything kind of taken in totality, I just think that this is a really good job, a really nice map. And like I said, what I really like about it is no matter where you start on the sheep farm here, the horse farm in the kind of northeast, or your main starting farm, you've got room to grow regardless of what it is that you're doing. So if you're doing sheep farming over here, you've got the sheep barn and a house. That's it. So you've got room to grow. You've got one field that's associated to the farm. You've got two on the main starting farm. But again, that's it. You've got a ton of room to grow. You can get some slightly bigger equipment, but not anything that's going to be like very overwhelmingly large because of some of these roads are very narrow. You do get a good mixture of these kind of back roads, the one main quote-unquote road, and then you do get some of these little dirt paths that lead into the inlets for the fields, which I do like that. You know, it's not just something where you can just kind of, you know, pull into the field from the road. You have to come off to the side and really kind of, you know, get into the field kind of thing. Like, I mean, there's nothing stopping me from just starting up the harvester and just ripping right in here. There's nothing stopping me from doing it. But it's cool. It's just that little extra detail, that little path that takes you there. Again, you can go right into this little canola field to my left. But if you follow this around, you will see that there's a little entrance on the other side of the hill. And again, that's really nice. I like that. I love the landscape, the rise and fall of all of the whole map in general. Like this hill right here, I think is really for some reason, I just like it. I think that's really kind of stands out and makes it look very nice, especially coming from the other direction. Coming from this direction, it is what it is. But all in all, I think this is a pretty solid map. I would give this map somewhere in the 4 to 4.5 range. Not a whole lot that I can complain about on this map. You know, like I said, it's got a good mix of both forestry and arable farms. So if you want to do farming, you can. If you want to do forestry, you can. If you want to do anything else, you can. And there's a couple of flat purchasable areas for you to place things down, like here in the northeast. You've got another one out here next to your farm. You've got another one way out here. You've got this area just kind of tucked away way back here with one field just out here in the middle of nowhere and a big grass field. Which, again, it's just these little things like this is just really kind of cool, and I like it. And that's just kind of a personal thing. I think it's a really cool kind of map. But and that's the other thing I meant to mention. I love the sounds. I absolutely love the sounds that are kind of in the background. If you listen to them, you just heard what sounded to be geese in the background. I love that. I love it. Being from the north, geese are a very common thing. You hear them all the time. You know, flying around overhead, and just that kind of that honk that they have, very distinct. And yeah, just kind of reminds me of home, and this whole map just kind of reminds me of, you know, where I grew up, kind of thing. Maybe not so much the kind of, you know, undulations in the landscape, but the thick, heavy forestry with the interlacing of farms and all that stuff. All that just kind of is reminiscent of where I was born. So yeah, this one that's the reason why it's kind of striking a chord with me. But yeah, all that being said, I hope you enjoyed this map tour. If you did, please show me by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things the algorithms enjoy you doing. That shows you're engaged with this channel and enjoying the content. And that being said, I hope you have a fantastic day. Take care.